The Chicago public school system is one of several districts set to drop its mask mandate today, exactly 2 weeks after the mayor removed the mask and proof of vaccination requirements for indoor spaces. Chicago Public School CEO Pedro Martinez said this about the decision. CPS was one of the first to require universal masking in schools, and we would not be moving to a mask optional model unless the data and our public health experts indicated that it is safe for our school communities. Now, the district is still encouraging students to continue wearing masks in the classroom, but some parents and teachers are still worried it's too soon to drop the mandate. NBC News correspondent Shaq Brewster joins us now from Chicago with more on how teachers and parents are reacting to this new mask policy. Shaq, good morning. So what are the big concerns teachers have about dropping this mask mandate? Are they worried about vaccination rates among students at all? What are they telling you?
Yeah, you hear a lot of talk about those vaccination rates, and there's some conflicting or at least competing information that you hear out there. Chicago Public Schools, in announcing this decision, they make the point that when you look at 5 to 11-year-olds, the vaccination rate among that group is above the national average. That number about 47% district-wide. They also point out that about 91% of all members of the staff are fully vaccinated. But the teachers union comes back and says that that's not even across the city, that there are nearly 50 schools with vaccination rates at about 10%. And it's because of that that you have many of them saying they have some issues. Listen here.
Not happy about it because I know in the school community that I'm in, the rate is just 18% for vaccination. So I'm concerned in my classroom. I only have 2 students that are fully vaccinated. It's a big concern because, as we know, the vaccination does not stop you from getting COVID. It stops you from going into the hospital and stops you from dying. But I can contract COVID, take it home to my mom, who has a very fragile immune system.
One concern that you continue to hear is that they believe that masks have been working, that they have been keeping teachers and students safe in the classroom, and they think it's a little bit too soon to get rid of that requirement.
And I understand teachers are sort of confused about the timing also because some feel it violates the agreement that was made by the teachers union last year. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we're talking about an agreement that was made about a year ago. I was in front of this exact school when the dispute between the teachers union and the city of Chicago over when there would be that return to in-person instruction. And in part of that agreement that the two sides came to, it came with things like air purifiers, like social distancing in the classroom, and then that mask requirement that was on paper in writing. And some teachers feel that with this new rule lifting that requirement, it's now breaking that agreement. Listen to this point that a teacher makes.
My first thought was, why now? We're seeing cases decline for sure, but there are still lots of cases going around. Do I think CPS has made it incredibly difficult for everybody? Yes. I don't understand why teachers or families have been put in this position. So I'm sending my child to school with a mask.
One point that she made a little bit after that is that she will be wearing a mask. She's going to have her child wear a mask when she goes to school. But again, it's now optional, and now you'll have the prospect of some kids in the classroom having that mask on and some not.
And Shaq, quickly, before I let you go, what about parents? What are they saying? I know it's been quite split. Some parents are ready for their kids to learn without a mask. Others might not be. What are you hearing?
Exactly. You can't ignore that there is some political pressure, that there's been a lot of pressure from some parents to have that mask mandate be removed. And that is that's the accusation that you hear out there, that there's leaders in the school that are responding to that pressure. I think, as you mentioned, you have that split. I spoke to a parent last night who said that she's going to have her daughter wear a mask when she goes to school. She said both of her daughters are very serious about having that mask on, but she said she didn't like that the masks were required. She's fine with other students in the classroom, in her daughter's classroom, not having that mask on. She believed that it should be a decision up to the parent and not up to the school district. So you have that divide that you're seeing not just here in Chicago, but across the country, Savannah.
All right, Shaq Brewster, thank you so much.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.